Okay, the February 28, 2012 meeting of the Human Services Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Ansello. Here. Ms. Andrews is excused. Ms. Boyce. Here. Mr. Daniele. Ms. Kaylee. Mr. Lightfoot. Mr. Michike. Dr. Quattro. Here. Chairwoman Draw.
Here. Is there anyone signed up for public forum this evening?
There is not.
And so no one is signed up who would like to speak. So the next item on the agenda is now the approval of the minutes. You have before you the January 24th minutes. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified by any changes by the end of the day. Next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 12-72, acceptance.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, second by Legislator Michike. Is there any discussion on this? Legislator Cayley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just lost my question. In this particular grant, being that it's new, will the program itself be countywide or will it be targeted? Through the chair.
Through the chair. It will be both, I guess, countywide, but also will have different elements that are targeted because those were requirements for the grant.
Thank you. And is it anticipated that this is going to be a continual potential for funding, in other words, next year, or what do you think the prospects of that are? Through the chair.
Through the chair. This is a grant that it has a 5-year duration.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Legislator Lightfoot?
Yes, ma'am. Through you, Madam Chairman, to the administration, does the county anticipate receiving any future funding for this project? I know you just said through you, Madam Chairman, that it's a 5-year program, but do you anticipate any increases to funding throughout that 5 years if there's success in the program? Through you, Madam Chairman, to the administration.
Through the chair, we expect, at the level that we have proposed, for the grant, for this year, that would continue for each of the 5 years. And certainly with regards to this grant, we were one of 15 communities selected nationwide. And so the idea is that both the federal government and at the state level, they want this to be successful so it can be a demonstration. And it perhaps, could lead to leverage of other resources, but we don't have a direct answer for that at this time.
Right. Okay. Again, I just want to congratulate you on getting that award for being one of the 15 communities in the nationwide. That's quite an accomplishment. Thank you for your work.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. No opposed. Item carries. Next item.
Referral 12-73, acceptance of a
Moved by
grant.
Legislator Daniele, second by Legislator Michike. Any discussion? Legislator Cayley.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, this is a significant increase over prior funding. Is there any explanation for that, or just serendipity?
Through the chair, these resources primarily will address, the need to continue the program, through allowing those resources to be applied towards, salaries and benefits.
And thank you. And through the chair, do you anticipate that this is going to increase the number of families that can be in this program going forward?
At this point, we know that this allows us to serve about 250 clients per year, and some of that includes other activities within those clients, including referral to other services such as mental health. So in terms of actually looking at an additional number of clients with regards to, or in contrast to maintaining those number of clients, but the number of services that can be provided, it'll be more the latter.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Legislator Boyce.
Through the chair, with regards to the fidelity to the proven effective model, has that changed at all since previous years? Is there any new Anything new with the models that we're working with regards to the nurse-family partnership?
Through the chair, this particular model nurse-family partnership, one of the benefits of it is the fact that it has been able to acquire data and have a literature that's been published in other studies looked at in other communities. So to that extent, it provides a very strong basis for continuing with the program as is, because it has been evidence-based.
But I guess through the chair, with regards to its infancy, back in, help me out here, Dr. Doniker. How long has this program been around, through the chair?
Through you, Madam Chair, I believe this is year 7.
Year 7. I thought it was older than that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Legislator Lightfoot.
Yes, through you, Madam Chairman, I just want to focus on part 2 in this referral. It says here that the grant will support a range of activities needed to build infrastructure systems that can fully adopt. Can you just go into a little more detail about that range of activities needed to build infrastructure systems? Through you, Madam Chairman, to the administration.
Through you, Madam Chair, this funding comes from the Society for the Protection of Care of Children, SPCC, and they have a federal grant related to improving the quality of home visiting services in the community. And these are the goals that are set out by that grant. Our responsibility is primarily to use the funding that's available to us for direct services related to the nurse-family partnership. However, we participate in the work of all of the partners in the group that are funded by this grant, and basically the idea is to make sure that the referral systems are in place, the adequate resources are in place, and that the community knows about these services. So I think that's sort of the gist of what that part means.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 12-103, amend
Moved by
resolution.
Legislator Michike, second by Legislator Ansello. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries, and now we're to unfinished. Is there any unfinished business to come before this committee? Legislator Cayley.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, since Legislator Andrews could not be here today, I was asked to inquire if or when she might receive an answer to the question submitted in January.
Madam Chair, I believe that the legislator is referring to a letter January 25th. There are a number of items in there. One of them I can answer off the top of my head, which is asking the new Veteran Service Agency Director to attend this meeting. I did speak with someone in your office today, but I had indicated that there is not a permanent person that's been selected for that position. There is an interim director. The county has launched a search for a new permanent director as of this week. The position has been posted, and would certainly, once that person is selected by the county executive, it would come to this body for your approval. It requires your confirmation. And so I thought it might be prudent to wait until we have a permanent director rather than an interim director. And then there was also a question regarding whether there had been a change in policy with regard to the food stamp application process. As I have been informed by the Department of Human Services, that process has not been changed in terms of the eligibility. I know there was some staff realignment in this area, but there has not been any change in eligibility requirements. And then the third item was asking Commissioner Reed to explain or discuss the therapeutic foster care program and any changes that may have been made there. And she is here to give an update to the committee on that.
Thank you.
a little bit on that, the insourcing of foster care?
Sure.
Thank you.
Through the chair, I think it would be helpful to know what the specific questions are about it. I know in the letter, the question was asked if we have reduced funding to the foster care program. It's actually a purchase of service. There was no funding reduction. It's just a service we're no longer purchasing from outside agencies. But if there's additional questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, to you, Madam Chairman, at this point, we don't have the additional questions, being that the author of that letter is not here. So we would have to defer any additional questions to another future meeting. Unfortunately, she was not able to make this meeting. So those additional questions can be sent, if that's okay, to through you, Madam Chairman, to the administration, if that's okay. All right.
And I'll go through the administration, go to Commissioner Reed. Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, the February 28th meeting of the Human Services Committee stands adjourned, and the next meeting of the Human Services Committee is scheduled for Tuesday, March 27th at 6 p.m. Thank you. Have a nice evening.